So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. So, I am back with this series. Now, it is true I'm going to make a new wicso series, but that's going to be a season 2. I'm going to continue this and, for probably, like, I don't know, a couple, maybe 10 episodes, I would say. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out, but I already know how the series is going to end. I know how some things are going to collapse, and I know how uh, bad this is gonna, or not bad, but I don't know how bad. I know what's gonna happen. So, shall it begin? If you guys enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're I think we're trying to get 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That's probably my goal. So I hope we can do that. So let's start the video. Yeah, in the last episode, we saw this thing collapse. We saw Romania collapse, and it collapsed in many different countries. We saw like the Uzbekistan civil war continue, and some other minor things, but really not too much last episode, as far as I can remember. I don't claim to have the best memory, but I think I'm okay. Okay, but let's go ahead and start the video. So the first event that is going to happen is more of kind of like a revolution type thing, not literally, but kind of figuratively. So these are the military alliances of the world. It is pretty divided. We have, the main dogs. We got the Trapezoid Alliance, which is basically just Russia and the Southern French Union's alliance. I mean, there's some other people like South Africa, America, and Sweden. But then you have the Diamond Alliance, which is, the Arabian Union, Egypt, the Ottomans, Iran, and others. And then you got this kind of regional alliance over here, the 4-point Star Alliance. Just these 5 guys, and then you. One thing I've noticed, if you combine all of these members within the Diamond Alliance in the Middle East, you can make the old empire. I promise that was not intentional. But anyways, let's go down here to Sri Lanka. Now, what I do remember from the previous episodes is that Sri Lanka was losing influence. It was losing influence, power, and it was just losing. It really was just losing power, and the military is going to stage a coup in this country. Now, a lot of the military is up here in this northern region. A big war was just fought. So, I mean, obviously, it's been a couple episodes, which means a couple years, but the military is mainly in this region, so let's go ahead and put them as a group, rather a kind of, I guess it wasn't figuratively a revolution, it really was one. The military is in this primarily northern region up here, and I guess it's technically not a coup because it's up here. And if they coup, it'd be down here, but it's technically a coup because, yeah. But the military is going to kind of go on a rampage here. They're going to, invade. I know it's surprising, but they start to take a lot of land throughout this area. They connect up with their portion over here, while also making a campaign in the southern region. Now, the main Sri Lankan government is panicking. They're going through leaders left and right, resigning. Uh, like there's like already 5 leaders that have resigned. The current one is trying to be stable, but yeah, it's a very bad situation going on over here. And of course, their allies in the Diamond Alliance are going to help try to fund them. It only makes sense. The military, though, is going to go a little rogue, and they're going to now start invading the puppet state. And the puppet state, I mean, this has been a part of Sri Lanka for a long time. I'm pretty sure it's been under the North Indian Federation, then Sri Lanka, North Indian Federation, Sri Lanka. It's just been hand in hand, and, they're getting invaded again and tossed between hands, except it's a new power. But the government is going to fall quickly here. They're not, like, they're definitely not pro Sri Lankan anyway. There's kind of been not really good stuff happening here, terrorist attacks and the like. But now it's core blue team territory. So with this new territory, they're going to continue their offensive up here in the north, and practically this whole area and this whole area are going to fall. And now it's just up to the main Sri Lankan area down over here in the south. Now Sri Lanka, of course, they're gonna they're gonna introduce conscription for like the 50th time in their history. They've had to introduce conscription a lot of times, um, but they're doing it again. And with this, a new wave of 13-year-olds are gonna come up to the front lines. Probably more like 15, but still. With this, the blue team gets they have to get their stuff together and divide a plan. So their plan is to first basically kind of bait Sri Lanka as their inexperienced military comes up here. And what they're going to do is they're going to retreat from these areas right here and basically going to make it look like, that it's going to be an easy area to invade. And it is, with the inexperienced military invading the land. What they didn't expect is that, oh yeah, these guys are literally a bunch of like actual experienced military officers. So they're going to just go ahead and do a prime example of encirclement. They're going to they're going to completely kind of just do this, and these guys are going to realize it, and so the government is going to retreat a lot of their troops from this land. However, it's too late as the encirclement has fully been done. And this is going to kind of electrify these guys even more to conscript even more people. But they aren't there fast enough, as the sheer amount of troops in this whole area right here it's baffling. There's so many troops, so many deaths. Whatever I'm doing is baffling too. What is this? There's a lot of deaths and destruction. And while we get away from this mess, we're going to take a look at another mess over here in Uzbekistan. So the Arabians have they have a better thing to do over here and focus on whatever's going on over here. So what's going to happen is their rebellion, oh yeah, their supported rebellion is kind of just going to fall. They don't really care about it. They'd much rather deal with the whole Sri Lanka fiasco. So that's going to lead to their rebellion falling and the Uzbekistan government doing even more damage. Kazakhstan is going to straight up pull out of the war, which leaves this minor rebellion, which is still going to continue, and Uzbekistan is not going to enjoy it. However, they're just going to have to deal with this while the Arabians deal with this. So, I just want to comment on the current year. I have no clue what year it will be. I believe uh, I did have a thing back in the day, like 3 months ago, and I knew what the year was, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say the year is 2028. It's 2028. It's not doing good in the world, especially over here in Asia. But AI is rapidly advancing. It is rapidly advancing like you've never seen before, especially in these North American regions. A lot of North America is starting to really advance on its AI platforms. The uh, the AI is getting a little too advanced, but we'll focus on that in a little episode. It's also getting really advanced in Atlantis. So, by the way, Ada's definitely stole this, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with the government of Atlantis because it's a huge country. It just took over a bunch of land. Um, but we will just have to see what happens to that. Anyways, coming over here to China, they've administered this region for a long time now, probably definitely a couple years, and they're gonna go ahead and release this area as its own country. Now they're gonna do this with heavy Chinese reinforcements to make sure nothing bad happens in the country, but they're gonna release it nonetheless and make it a color. I don't know what color. I guess green. And yeah, this country's born right in the middle of chaos, and let's continue on that chaos. So, with the government, they're going to send more unexperienced people to the front lines, which almost breaks through, and actually does break through a lot of troops in this region, which I guess is good, but I mean, you're also losing a lot of troops while doing this, so there's no real net gain. It's actually more of a net loss. But with some military that stayed, they're gonna try to do something, and that's which is kind of like a double encirclement. and it's gonna work, but I don't even know how, like, what's going on here. I mean, this looks like the an average congressional district in the United States. So now the military is gonna focus on kind of wiping out this eastern area, and they're gonna do that with relative ease, as it wasn't really being focused on. However, that comes at a net loss, as they lose a lot of their troops over here. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna retreat from this whole region right here, and instead try to make a counteroffensive, which is to take back as much land as possible, while also moving their front line over here. And it's very complicated stuff, but maybe it'll work. Now, the reactions of these northern Indian countries it's differing. The yellow one is well, they had plans for Sri Lanka as they saw that it was rapidly declining, and they thought of doing some military operations. However, that would kind of not be good as Diamond Alliance, so they never ended up doing it. With this military, they're thinking of also intervening, but the politics within this country is it's very polarizing. A lot of people are calling for a civil war, so they're probably not going to do this. This country is very stable, though. They're pretty strong. North India, they don't really have a lot to say about this. I guess we could just call them Delhi. Delhi doesn't have a lot to say about the whole military coup. They're kind of just watching with awe. Anyways, a major event which is going to kind of propel world tensions is someone and his name, or their name, I guess. The African Union, or I guess the African Federation, is going to be joining the Trapezoid Alliance. And if you know the African Federation / African Union, they have a very bad relationship with the Arabian Union. And the Trapezoid Alliance and the Arabian Union they just work together in the whole, World War V. So it's really heightening world tensions, although everybody is just kind of worried about what's going to happen here. So, yeah. But another event is going to happen in this country. It's going to be a terrorist attack. Unknowingly, a terrorist attack happens in this major city right here. Not the capital, this major city. And this is it's a pretty large, it's a pretty populated city. I don't know why there's so many cities. Like, especially over here. I need to redo that eventually. That's going to be something I'm going to be improving. But a terrorist attack happens, and, yeah, it's not very good. And the nation scrambles. Many are very angry about this, as it killed about 4,000 people. And many want revenge, and many want to know who this was done by. And this is getting pretty morbid, so you might want to skip ahead in the video. But they're gonna examine these dead bodies that were like these, not these dead bodies, but like they're just gonna examine the damage caused, and then they're going to examine the terrorist weapon used, just a bomb. Yeah, it's just a bomb. And this bomb is registered over here in Java. It also has some revelations over here in Borneo and Sumatra, as well as Cambodia. So Arabia is like, whoa, what are you talking about? There's no way it was from them. And they double check, and it was. So the Arabian public, the Arabian, the Arabian public in a large majority is going to call for the invasion of Java, Borneo, Sumatra, and Cambodia. But they're not going to, like, the I guess the president of the country is not going to say this, and they're not going to leak that they're going to do any of this. But they do end up starting their invasion of Java, and they are not experienced in this region. This is a very jungle, mountainous area. Oh yeah, the Arabian Union is in the desert, so they are not experienced in this area. It is not very good. the Arabian Union tries a lot of different, they try a lot of different strategies here, and nothing ever seems to really work. Really just guerrilla fighting. And, that's gonna be also raging on. So you have three main wars in the world raging on, and they're all in Asia. The Arabians are also gonna pump up supplies over here, um, which is going to lead to the government of Sri Lanka making a huge push into this region. They also push back into the invaded lands, and they're doing well over here in the west, but not doing good in the east as more areas are starting to be captured. If we take a look at the cities, yeah, a lot of cities have been captured in this war. Um, Specifically over here, I mean, a lot. The Sri Lankan government does make a slight counteroffensive. However, the military continues to advance over here in the east. And overall, public sentiment is that this war is going to continue for a long time. It might not. However, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 66, and the episode after this is going to be not my favorite number at all. Um, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first video in 3 months, or at least wicso video. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys liked the direction of the series. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.